Hello students, and welcome to part 2 of our lecture on federalism. We're going to start off with a pretty cool topic here, and that's how new states are admitted into the Union. Now, this hasn't happened for some time, but it is foreseeable that it could happen in the near future. The citizens of Puerto Rico, a U.S. territory, have recently voiced their opinion that they would like to become the 51st state. That hasn't happened yet, obviously, but keep your eye on it. It can possibly happen in the near future. So number one, the territory has to ask Congress for admission. Now, primarily before this step, the territory holds an election to see if the people want to ask for admission. So that's a step that takes place at the territorial level. The territory has to ask Congress first. Then Congress, if they agree, passes what's known as an enabling act. This directs the people of that territory to write a constitution. The territory must then hold a convention to write the constitution. The territory must then present that constitution to the people of the territory, and they have to either accept or approve the Constitution. If the people of the territory approve the Constitution, they admit the Constitution to Congress, who must approve it. If Congress does approve it, they pass the act of admission creating the state, and the president then signs the act. This is based on a framework set up a long time ago under the Northwest Ordinance of 1787. That document described a way that the Northwest Territory could become between 3 and 5 states. So the later laws and methods for admitting new states was based off of that framework. So talking about cooperative federalism, these are ways in which the state and national governments cooperate. Number one we have is grants of federal money to the states. There's 3 types. The federal government can grant money to the states using categorical grants. These are for specific, closely defined purposes, and the government keeps a close watch and a watchful eye on if the money is spent how it was agreed to be spent. We've got block grants, which are for more broadly defined purposes. The states have more leeway on how to spend this money. And project grants, which are made to private agencies, states, and localities for a particular project. These can include things like infrastructure repairs, parks, etc. A little bit about how the states interact and relate to one another. We have a few components to that. We've got the first, interstate compacts. This is like a treaty between states. It doesn't hold the force of a treaty because states are not allowed to make treaties with foreign nations. But they can enter into what is called a compact or a general agreement. And this can happen between states and foreign governments. For example, states and foreign governments have set up sister city programs. In fact, if you drive into New Boston and Portsmouth, they have signs as you enter their city naming their sister cities. One is Zittau, Germany. I believe that is a sister city of either New Boston or Portsmouth. But this is just a way to promote relations among people from different countries. We have the full faith and credit clause. This is in Article 4, Section 1 of the Constitution. This says that every state must respect the other state's acts, records, and judicial proceedings. For example, if you get a driver's license in Ohio, you can drive in any of the 50 states. Every state will recognize that driver's license. Also, you can't move to another state and avoid penalties. You will be extradited back to the original state. Exceptions are criminal matters and divorces. Some states allow certain divorces to take place. Some states place stricter controls on how you get a divorce as far as waiting periods and counseling and so forth. So the state that you are living in, the state that granted your marriage license, that is the state in which you obtain the divorce. Certain criminal matters work this way as well, although you cannot flee from justice from state to state. You are legally obligated to be extradited back to the state in which you committed the crime. Our last slide is about privileges and immunities. This is a clause in the Constitution that says a state cannot discriminate against citizens of another state. This was a problem we had under the Articles of Confederation when states were bickering and competing and rivalries were forming among the 13 states. So this prevents those types of practices. Thank you for watching and have a great day.